Jake Paul has finally broken his silence following the fight with Anthony Joshua, and the boxing world hasn't stopped buzzing since. After months of hype, heated exchanges, and one of the most unexpected matchups in recent history, the bout between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua actually took place. And just like the build-up, the aftermath has been full of chaos and debate. When Paul spoke for the first time, he didn't make excuses, he didn't deny the outcome, and he didn't disappear from the conversation.
Yeah. You know, like you would assume that wealth would take away your drive for
but
competition.
It hasn't, yeah.
He's also nuts, right? Just the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his pride, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
And you're going to stand, and he's a one-punch killer. And you're going to stand in front of that guy. And he avoided shots till the 6th round. He just started getting tired.
Yeah, his movement in that fight was crazy.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
He was really keeping him moving around the whole ring. And then
you can't afford to get tired.
That's
the thing is, like, he gets tired in a lot of his fights in the later rounds. You should really sort that out. Because if he had a much bigger gas tank, like if he was training with like some of these elite world-class strength and conditioning coaches and just worked on his cardio, he'd be beating way more guys.
You think so?
Yeah. 100%. But it's like what he's doing is learning how to box, and he's boxing and he's training hard for sure. But to get that world-class gas tank, you need like a Sam Calavita. You need like a Nick Curson. You need like these plyometrics experts that got heart rate monitors on you, and they're checking when your recovery is ready and go.
Yeah.
And you're fucking yeah. You need guys monitoring your recovery, monitoring your heart rate variability, your VO2 max.
I couldn't believe it.
I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is doing that. Mm-hmm. But whatever it is, it's not enough. It's not enough.
I broke Jake's jaw.
His teeth look a bit removed as well.
Yeah, his teeth have come out of place. But credit to him, he done well. But I told him what was going to happen. But it just took 6 rounds to do that.
People will criticize you for going 6 rounds with Jake Paul. How do you feel about that?
I deserve it.
Why? Come on.
Because,
you know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring to bring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet, who's 40 pounds heavier than him and 6 inches taller. That's insane. He's one of the most skilled fighters on the planet. My brother, as a fucking YouTuber, went 6 rounds with him in a fight with a broken jaw and rolled ankle. I'm so proud of him. That was just unbelievable.
I saw you talking crap to AJ at one point.
I'm trying to get his head. I think I pissed him off. I was just saying fuck that shit. I love AJ. But bro,
I saw you going down the fight game.
I was talking so much. But I just pissed him off. Then he broke my brother's jaw. Fuck this guy.
Broke his jaw, huh?
Yeah, his jaw's fucked. Yeah. He don't care though. Jake's having a fucking blast.
Yeah. We'll see him back again for sure?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you guys. Appreciate you, brother.
Rather than fade into excuses, Jake Paul sparked an even bigger conversation about what this fight truly signified. He acknowledged that stepping into the ring with a former heavyweight champion was a reality check, but he was clear that he doesn't see it as a defeat. In his view, lasting rounds against someone of Joshua's caliber proves he belongs in the boxing conversation, whether fans agree or not, and that alone has divided opinion sharply. Joe Rogan quickly shared his take, offering his unique perspective. He pointed out that, regardless of people's opinions about Paul, very few influencers would dare to face a fighter with Anthony Joshua's power. This wasn't a stunt or a joke. It was dangerous, real risk. One well-placed punch from Joshua could change anyone's life, and Paul stepped into that knowingly. For Rogan, the discussion shouldn't focus solely on wins or losses. Instead, it's about what this moment represents. The rise of influencers testing themselves against elite competition, veteran fighters defending their legacies, and fans trying to decide whether this is the future of boxing or a sign of its potential pitfalls.
Is it fixed? Are any of these fights prearranged? Are they fixed at all? Is there any discussion about, hey, you take an L, you're going to go down here? Because everybody says, oh, you held fucking Mayweather up. Mayweather held your brother up.
It's bullshit. I don't know about anything else in the fight. I'm talking about my fights. I can't speak to anyone else's fights, but also highly illegal. Like you go to prison for the rest of your life type shit.
Well, with the Ben Askren fight, you know, I actually believed you would have beaten Ben Askren. I just, like, he didn't look in shape or at all. But I feel like, in my opinion, it was kind of fixed on how early you knocked him out. Like, I don't know. That's just
People think the Mike Tyson fight's rigged, and you think Anderson Silva's gonna lose. You think Woodley's gonna take a fall. You guys, you know these guys.
Yeah, no, I didn't think Anderson would take a fall, but I ain't gonna lie, I hate that you knocking out MMA fighters.
And I understand that, but just say that. You don't gotta say like, oh, bro, he's on steroids and shit. Come on, it's a federal crime. It's illegal. Like,
hey, he made a good point. He said it is illegal to fix fights. It is. Cause people be betting on that shit.
And bro, people think I'm like a multi-billionaire. They think I'm a billionaire and like, oh, he paid somebody $40-50 million to take a fall like that, bro. I don't have that type of money laying around to throw at people.
Hey, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but I know you probably signed NDA, but blink twice if that Jake Paul fight was set up.
Blink twice.
I know you probably.
I don't never blink because I got these liberty eyes. I don't need much air, you know what I mean, to keep them open. A lot of people wonder that, but think about this. If I say, Rampage, I'm gonna pay you $2 million, right? That this dude beat you, what you gonna do? You gonna feel disrespected, number one.
Yeah.
Right, that ain't enough money.
Yeah.
But I got paid in the Jake fights. For me to do that, I gotta be willing to walk away for good, and it gotta set me up for a while, at least not for life, but something like 20-something million where I can invest it and fall off in the shade, because that's what you would have to do. Would I do something like that? You would have to know me to know I'm too solid of a guy to even have somebody walk to me and ask me.
Yeah.
What happened to me is what was going to happen to him had he dropped those hands. Before we fought, I said, hey, you can knock me out and I can knock you out, and I'm going to try to fuck you up tonight.
Anthony Joshua, by contrast, emerged from the fight looking calm, composed, and precise. His response was measured, no gloating, no disrespect, just a quiet reminder that there are different levels to this sport. Analysts praise him for not chasing a flashy knockout, instead relying on fundamentals, controlling distance, timing his punches, and demonstrating why he remains one of the most dangerous heavyweights in the world. The real storm, however, came from the boxing community. Some fans applauded Jake Paul simply for stepping into the ring. Others argued he had overreached, exposing the limits of his abilities. Critics questioned the matchmaking, while supporters insisted this bout was about gaining experience rather than claiming victory. On top of that, endless analyses emerged, slow-motion breakdowns, punch-by-punch reviews, and debates over whether Paul had taken more damage than he let on. One thing was certain, no one moved on from this fight quietly.
Your chin. I mean, anyone who questioned whether or not you had a chin, I think the answer to that question was proven last night. Bro, you can take a shot. Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot that we've seen drop every other single fighter that he's fought.
Yeah.
And he hit you in the face, and not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow.
I was like, wow, that was nice. I was on the ground, I was like, that was a good shot.
Dude. Did he surprise you with his power?
No, to be honest, no. But, I mean, he surprised my jaw. It's literally
Off your
snapped,
face,
bro. It's literally snapped.
Dude, when
completely snapped.
After the fight, you were like, I think like one of my teeth is, and you open your mouth, and I was the first to see it. I went, oh, you broke
your jaw,
dude. On both sides, too.
I really take my hat off. So, I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be, was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go. You know, it was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be a one-sided fight. But you can't give him anything but credit and respect. There's a lot of negative people out there. There's a lot of people who want to criticize people. They're not doing what Jake Paul's done. He just went in with Anthony Joshua and gave it his best shot. Took a lot of punishment and ended the fight eventually on his feet after the stoppage. So, you know, I think he'll have to see physically how that jaw, I don't know the severity of it. It's a very difficult injury to come back from. But he showed he's got ability, and that's what we said. You know, he's dedicated to the game.
So what's next for Jake Paul? His path forward is anything but simple. While this fight didn't end his boxing journey, it has certainly reshaped it. Conversations now revolve around jaw recovery, more strategic matchmaking, and bouts that build credibility rather than just create headlines. Paul has suggested that this setback or loss, depending on your perspective, has only made him hungrier. He insists he's learned, grown, and isn't finished proving himself in the sport. For Anthony Joshua, the fight was about staying active, keeping sharp, and maintaining his relevance. With major heavyweight matchups still on the horizon, this bout reminded everyone that when Joshua is at his best, very few fighters can contend with him. A reputation that endures. This wasn't just a fight in the ring. It was a meeting of different worlds, a challenge of pride, a gamble on legacy, and a moment that forced fans to face an uncomfortable reality. Combat sports are evolving, whether we like it or not. The bigger question now isn't if Jake Paul should step back into the ring. It's how he chooses to do it.